Hey y'all. So I was in my bed, sleeping, minding my business this morning, and woke up to yet another Ramapo getting in his feelings about a post that I made some time ago that I actually forgot about. It was actually in relation to a Ramapo who decided to spread yet another lie about the fake autopsy or a fake autopsy that was said to say my son actually had a heart attack and that he hadn't actually been killed at all, and that it's a shame that I can't handle that fact and I keep accusing the tribe. So it pissed me off, of course, and I wrote this post that he just months later, I guess, came across, and his feelings were hurt. I'll say this: I wrote the post. I told you why. I stand by it. I reiterate it, and I still don't care whose feelings are hurt. Quite honestly. Moreover, it's quite and has been quite obvious to me that the Ramapo people do not care about truth, do not care about facts, do not care about Two Clouds, do not care what happened to him one way or the other. And so the fact that this dude wants to keep going back and forth with what he calls facts, I'm not sure. I know, at least for the older people, education is not a strong suit for whatever reason, because, you know, they were going through racist stuff up there, whatever the case is. But for me, I learned, well, probably I was in second grade, maybe first grade, the difference between fact and opinion. It seems to me that the Ramapo who I've encountered, and there's been a lot, it hasn't been a whole 5,000 plus, of course, but of the ones I've encountered, maybe somewhere up near 100, somewhere near some tens. It seems to me that, yeah, they don't really care about any of that kind of stuff. They like rumors. They like lies. They like not having to feel like they have a responsibility to stand up for the one person who gave anything to them and anything to their descendants, quite frankly, for at least the next 7 generations, if the chief and council don't start selling off the land like my son told me they were trying to do. And apparently he's the only one who was standing in the way of that happening. Creator knows best, but I don't know if they started doing that or not. I just know that's what I was told by my son. And also the so-called allies, whether they are native or white or black. I know it don't seem like they mess with too many black people that I've seen, but black people too who are, you know, involved. All of you who like to continue with rumors and lies and spectacles and things that give you some cool shit to talk about and gossip about and stuff like that. I see you. I see when you inbox me how much you miss my son and love my son, but then I see your likes that you're doing on other people's, you know, posts and stuff like that, when they're lying and all that kind of thing, and when they're fronting, taking all these lovey-dovey pictures like they were really in my son's life and stuff like that. I see you. You're liars. You're fakes. So it does not surprise me at all that this guy today is coming to me with rumors and lies and opinions based on nothing factual. Yeah, he calls it facts. And then when I actually state facts from the medical examiners who cut my son's brain out and my son's heart out, yeah, and the state trooper who was there to retrieve my son's body and told me out of his own mouth there was no evidence of an accident and that, in fact, my son was nowhere near the boat. Yeah, y'all don't like facts. Y'all like to talk shit. Y'all like to put pictures of my son up so you could feel like you did something. Or leave an empty chair so you could feel like you did something. Or every once in a while I'll say like, oh, I miss him so much. Oh, I remember he taught me about my family because I knew nothing about my heritage. And he helped me get my tribal card because I could at least prove that he and I were related. So that made it that I had to get a tribal card, even though they give nobody tribal cards who has even been up there for generations. Or I remember when he took me for a walk in the woods and taught me about the land and taught me about my own history, even though my grandmama and my great-grandmama and all of theirs been up here for generations, but they don't know anything. But your son taught me. I'm so grateful to him. Oh, no, I'm not going to try to help. I'm going to just keep spreading these big ass lies. No, I'm not going to use the same energy of when he was up there and we were finally able to get people to see us, that we're not Jackson Whites, that we're not monsters, that we're not inbred, that we don't eat people and we don't kill people when they come up here because we're good Indian people, see? Check out my regalia, ain't I cute? We're the same energy that y'all had when my son was up there freezing for 2 years on the land in blizzards, hungry, not coming home to my heated six-bedroom house because he wanted to stand up for y'all. Where y'all at? All the, flyers and calls out on Facebook. Hey, come up to the land today. We're going to protest. All you white allies who enjoyed being able to take pictures around teepees and fires and singing and kumbaya because my son. Where y'all at? All these warriors who came to the meeting when my son put out the call. Where one of y'all at? Where y'all at? Y'all ain't no warriors. Stop playing. What I know about your ways that y'all always want to tell me, oh, you need to learn our ways. I don't like your ways. Your ways are nasty and disgusting. The ones of y'all who I've met, granted, there may be some who are really about that Indian life, who are really about the good that your ancestors put forth. But y'all are nasty to me, disgusting. You're liars, you're cheats, you're connivers. You come to me and say one thing and then go to somebody else and say other. Thank God I was smart enough to keep snapshots. Yeah. Thank God I was smart enough to have proof. You don't love. You're not about peace. You're not about nonviolence. You said, sir, that your elders decided not to look into this. Why? Why would your elders, which, as I taught my son, he used to piss your counsel off by saying this, but it's true. Age don't make an elder. They may be olders, but elders. Why would they decide, sir, to not look into this? Their war chief, who is just returning from going up to New England to fight for y'all because you're all too scary to do anything. Fuck where the warriors at, where the men at. That's what I'm curious about. But they decided to not check into it. Their war chief ends up dead. And I know there's speculation among the tribe because you all were coming to me in the beginning, a lot of you. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, maybe it was a heart attack. Shut up, you're dumb. I done told you a bazillion times, you can't talk to the medical examiners. I can. So the only way you can get information is from me saying it. What else she going to get? You so quick to believe all the bullshit. Why not believe the truth? Just like that. I maintained from the beginning my son didn't have a heart problem. And the coroner, the medical examiner who had my son's very heart in his hand because a Ramapo murdered him with help, as I've also maintained from the beginning. The coroner told me there was no problem with his heart, none. And he verbatim told me, don't listen to what people say. People don't know. I know. And nothing is wrong with your son's heart. That's what he told me. But that ain't what you want to know. Because you know what? If any of you finally say, oh, I think there was foul play, that puts the responsibility on you to be humane and to actually be pro-Native Americans, and none of you are. Y'all don't give a goddamn about your own. And you so-called allies don't give a goddamn about Indian people. You don't. Talk all day, hashtag all day, put on your regalia and go chill. Hey, look at me. I told you I'm Indian. Take pictures. I'm not really white. I'm Indian. Yeah, do all of that. Because that's all you're good for. My son was a real one. And a real one made him, molded him, sent him. And you did not deserve my investment. You do not deserve any of the benefits that you're only getting now because of the work my son did. Nobody cared about Ramapo people at all before Two Clouds. Nobody. Y'all were losing that little 13.5 acres that was given to you out the kindness of that white man's heart. You were losing it, and nobody was even fighting for that according to your chief. Which is why he asked my son to come through. And I backed him on it. Now y'all got what? Over 200 now, maybe? You still been getting land even after my son? Nobody cared about y'all. Nobody cared about y'all. Y'all were Jackson Whites to everybody. By the way, anybody who is not Ramapo, do not call them that. It's extremely derogatory. But that's all anybody knew about the Ramapo. They called them Jackson Whites, which again is a racist term. They had a belief that they were monsters, that they were inbred beings who were crazy up here because they were inbred, who looked grotesque because they were inbred, who, you know, ate people, killed people, all this crazy, crazy stuff, you know, just straight savages. And that's all they really knew. Until Murid Abdullah Muhammad Williams, Two Clouds, came up there and said, nah, we're not doing that. That's what he did. And all y'all have to give to him is a bunch of bullshit lies and rumors because you're soft and you're scary and you're lazy and you're good for nothing, period. You don't have to take my word for it. Investigate yourselves. Rally up the people like you did when you were going to have great photo ops up there with my son. Rally the people and demand an investigation. But I know you won't do that. You don't like facts, you don't like fighting, and you like the white people to like you back.